Hi everyone, this is day 13 and I'm going to just jump right into it today because I am absolutely amazed at how my spirit team just suddenly let me know what today was about. And it started off really normally. I was at my personal trainer today at the gym and we had to be a bit careful because of my Metatrons cube, which is healing on my back. And my personal trainer is also very spiritual, which was super cool because I didn't know that about her when I chose her at the center. And so I said, "Oh, have you seen my Metatron's cube tattoo?" And she said no, and we got talking about it and how she was linking it to Archangel Michael, even though Archangel Metatron is obviously the one the cube is named after because he's the sacred geometry guy. And we talked a little bit about it and then got back into working out. And yes, for those of you who have been following me for a while, you know that I've had some major health issues the last few months. This was my first workout in at least 4 months. And it was really exciting because nothing hurt and I didn't get tired and my blood pressure was good and my heart rate was good. So it's a huge relief to be out the other side. So I know a lot of you have been amazing and supportive and wonderful during the not so pleasant times. So yay, we're there. And the archangels did want me to share that with you. So I'm guessing that other people maybe have been going through healing crises. They're confirming that, yes, that to let you know that there is ends in sight. For me personally, I went through a couple tests, but there were a lot of tests that were just not financially viable for us to go through just to see what was going on. And at the end of the day, some tweaks to my already fairly good diet, just a couple tweaks, made a world of difference. And I didn't realize that I'd been getting into some bad habits and you know, I don't eat a lot of junk food per se, but just for my body, not good food. So there's something in that for you. If they're asking me to share, there's something around diet that you might want to look at that you probably already know intuitively, something that you should not be having, and to back off that a bit. So that was our little sideways chat about food and diet and health. You're going to find you might be more sensitive to foods and need to eat cleaner as you work on your spiritual journey, because it helps us with our connection with our higher self and helps us to be more clear in our purpose. So back to Metatron's cube. So in talking to my personal trainer, I realized that while I knew some things about Metatron's cube, I put it on my back because Archangel Michael and Archangel Gabriel told me to do it. They told me where to put it, how big, everything, and I just did what I was told. I'm a good girl like that sometimes. So I did that, and I'm thinking, you know what? I bet you there's way more about this cube that I don't know. So not long ago, maybe half hour or so, I was lying in bed and resting after the workout and was looking through to learn more about Metatron's cube and was completely blown away with all this extra stuff I didn't know about his cube. So those of you who haven't seen it before, they did get me to print it off to show you as we're talking about it. Oh, but not to block the happiness and dream big thing. So there we go. So that's Metatron's cube. Now, some of the things I've learned about it that they wanted me to share with you is that there are 13 of these circles in Metatron's cube. They also mention that the circles represent the feminine energy and the lines represent the masculine energy. And you can see, obviously, there is not a single circle that doesn't touch another line, and it's all about the interconnectedness of divine masculine and divine feminine energy coming together. It does not mean the circles are girls and the lines are boys. Divine masculine and divine feminine energy are in all of this. Okay? So, after they pointed out the 13 circles, they then talked about the amazing connection between the number 13 and Metatron's cube. And yes, there's probably a lot of other sacred geometry type math within that grid that we could talk about for years and still not know everything. But then as I was like, oh, I should go do the recording. I think I'm ready to do that. They've told me some things that'll be coming through. I realized today was day 13. And I went, you've got to be kidding me. On day 13, here we are talking about the symbols of the number 13 in Metatron's cube that I was discussing with my trainer this afternoon. Like, how crazy is that? So for those of you who don't know, because I didn't know until I looked this up, I had to write it down because I didn't want to forget any. So firstly, Metatron's name actually means beyond matrix, which is pretty damn awesome when we talk about the matrix of life and the matrix of Earth and all the rest of it, and he's beyond that, so that's pretty neat. So the 13s. There are 13 archangels that dealt with creation on Earth. We have 13 energy centers, or chakras that some people call them. And there are 13 sacred keys of creation, which some of you might have looked into keys of creation, some of you won't. But the amazing thing about those 13s is how they are spiritual, they are physical, they are soul related, and they are earth related. Creation, human beings, soul stars. Like, it's just amazing. So if you're interested in learning about more, they said like some people are going to Google this and find information for them, because it does depend on which website you go to. And yes, you can delve down this big old rabbit hole of information. But if you search for Metatron's cube and the number 13, if you're interested in more, there will be more information for some of you. And they're saying that it's about reading the text is just like the channeled healing meditations that I do for my A Year of Healing course. Each person gets a written email channeled message from the guides, as well as the meditation each week. And the vibration of the written words portrays something different than the vibration of the words coming out of my mouth in the meditations, which also comes from them. And so for those of you who feel drawn to research more into the number 13 of Metatron's cube, it'll be the vibrations of the words that you use. Oh, cool. Are an awakening code. So those that are ready it will shift something within you. It's one of the codes that you're meant to receive. And in reading those words, you will gain that understanding. Now, this is going to seem like a topic change, but they're saying it's all related. So the awakening codes are being revealed to you now because of the full moon we just had. I know we've talked a little bit about the full moon, and again, like crazy enough, 3 days ago when I did the recording, they said in 3 days things will ease off. And sure enough, I'm pretty sure that was 3 days ago, if not tomorrow's 3 days. Today started to feel a bit lighter, at least for me. I know a lot of people, when I wrote and mentioned the emotional symptoms, that people might be extra emotionally charged, stuff from our childhood was coming up for us to clear. A lot of triggers for a lot of people were very strong as well. And in dealing with all of that, I then had people write me and say, but I've got joint pain or headaches, or my physical body's not coping. Could that also be related? And the angels responded right away, yep, that's part of it too. So this full moon was like crazy intense. And I even had a moment of realization that it's moments like these where the energy for some people was almost unbearable, with too much coming up from your past, that I wondered, and some people might slam me for this, but it was the thought I had, I wonder if the rate of suicide went up this weekend. Or I wonder if the rate of relationship breakdowns or domestic violence went up this weekend, because sometimes intense energy is just too intense for people and they can't cope with it. So I hope you and all your loved ones did make it through the other side with either relationships intact or relationships that weren't meant to continue were able to be let go. That relationships that weren't serving your highest good, that weren't making you feel full of love and light, were passed on. So the full moon was intense. It wasn't an easy one. A lot of people had a lot of rough time. But this morning, although all I had was a lingering headache that was left, I've had a headache for about a day and a half, but not one of my nasty, crazy ones. And my shoulders were like up here. I didn't realize till I put heat packs on just how tense I was feeling shoulder-wise. And when I woke up, my first thought was, I don't want to go to the gym today. But I hadn't gone in months, and a few days ago, before this crazy full moon, I'd written my trainer and said, I'm ready to get back into it. I've lost 15 pounds on this new regime. I'm feeling lighter. My joints don't hurt. Let's do this. And then I woke up with a headache and went, maybe I should take another day or two off. And that little voice in my head told me, you need this. Go try and let her know. And if I can't cope with it, then I'll just back off and I won't do such an intensity. Well, at the beginning, things were feeling a bit intense. By the end of a 1-hour workout, she left and we were ready to, come to the end. And I was about to leave and I went, I might just go jump on the treadmill. And I just kept working out for like another 10, 15 minutes on the treadmill. And I got home and realized my headache was gone. And I said, Angels, there's something here going on, isn't there? And they said, yep, the message for today is to move. So yesterday and the day before, with the intensity of the full moon, a lot of us felt exhausted, myself included. It was like we did the tiniest little thing and then we needed to rest. So, and I said to you, please, please, please respect your body. If it's telling you to rest, rest. Don't push it, because it needed time to process. Our physical body needed this downtime, right? Well, today they said movement will help to process the energy and to get it out. So the full moon brought up all this shit for us to look at, right? And a lot of us stayed in our head. Many were able to just shift it either through these video meditations or however you did it. And then it was kind of getting ready to go. I know some of you had saltwater baths, which is awesome, or walked in nature. Grounding in nature was so important this weekend. And then now they're saying, okay, we're not telling you to go great guns run a marathon, but move. So whether that's yoga or Pilates or going on the treadmill or going for a longer walk in nature and maybe moving your arms around, it's about making sure your whole body moves to shift this energy out once and for all. Especially if you've been doing work around past life stuff that was coming up, it's time to allow that to just be gone and be done with it. Okay. Hi, Jen. So Jen says, it sure has been intense. I found it quite fascinating. Well, fascinating is a good word, Jen, because a lot of people wouldn't have used that one. It was really intense, and it was really good to clear some things. I found fascinating wouldn't have been my word, frustrating at times. But I think fascinating in that we could look at the triggers that were coming up for us and really looking back. So yes, in that way, I found it fascinating. What came up for me just before the full moon was something I'd never even thought about before, and I was able to let that go, and that was huge. So yes, maybe if we were able to look at our triggers and really delve into the reason why and release them, it was quite fascinating. So they're asking me to draw attention to this plaque that I have behind me that actually sits on my hallway wall right before my kitchen. And the big words, obviously, you can see happiness at the top. And it's a way of life and to dream big. So that's our next stage. I know a lot of people, I read a lot of energy updates, astrological stuff from various people around the globe. And a lot of people have been saying, yeah, July is really intense, but August will be better. And August is when you'll achieve your goals and all that kind of thing. But you have to do the groundwork in July. And it's sounding, a lot of people have made it sound like July is just a lot of heavy slog work. And I just wanted to put this out there that I kind of disagree with that, in that just because something is a bit more challenging doesn't mean the whole month is going to be difficult. I think they're trying to share with us that, yes, August is going to be an accelerated time of change. And we need to be prepared for it. But to be prepared, that doesn't mean that July is going to be this huge trial. To be prepared, we can lay a foundation. So that means if stuff was stirred up this weekend, figure out your triggers and let them go. And we've talked about various methods of doing that. If you missed those videos, check out the last 2 or 3 days, like days 9 to 12 will help out with that. So clear those triggers. Then it's about getting really clear about what do you want in your life right now. Not what you don't want to see happen, not what you don't like about your life right now, but what do you want? If you want more happiness, more abundance, more joy, more perfect health, focus on that. And the last day or two, more than ever before, actually last 3 days probably, I have caught 11:11 and 1:11 on the clock every time it's on the clock. It's like my angels are constantly going, hey, happen to look at the phone right now. And I'm talking about like 1 a.m. as well. I see it and it'll be like I get up to go to the toilet or I can't sleep and I think, oh, I'll just turn on my phone, which I don't do in the middle of the night, to check and see what time it is, right? Every single 1:11 and 11:11 I've seen. And every time I see it, I focus on my I ams. And I know my clients watching this are like, yeah, you've told us that before. But yes, yay, see, Jen's agreeing with me, not getting cranky that she's heard it before. So I focus on my 11:11s. So I say, I am perfect health. I am absolute abundance of health and wealth. I am wealth. I am joy, I am love, I am peace, I am compassion, whatever you want to focus on. I always make sure, even if I'm in a hurry or I'm kind of not in the right frame of mind, whenever I see 111, 1111, I always say, I am love. And I send my love out to the world. And I am love is just a beautiful reminder at that gateway time of who we are and what we're here for. And yes, Jen has commented also the 222, 333, 444. It's really cool to look up those numbers when they came up. I find that I never miss a 222 and a 555. They're always around me. But then today it was interesting. My husband had just walked in the room and I looked down at my phone and it was 52% battery power and it was 522. And I said, yo, Tim, I think the angels are trying to tell me something about 52. And of course, 5 is the number of big positive changes, and 2 is the number of duality. So, and balance. So balance between rest and play, and duality between our physical self and our energy or soul self or spirit self. So it's cool to look up these numbers and see what they're getting across to us and look for those patterns, because it's really cool when you go, okay, I keep seeing 555. What are you trying to tell me? And then some massive, awesome, big change happens and you see less 555s, but you realize they were giving you a heads up. Big changes are coming. So yeah, big changes are coming. August is going to be a really exciting forward motion month. They're saying that doesn't mean it's all going to be roses and sunshine, because forward motion requires us to change and move outside of our comfort zone. So there are going to be challenges for us still. But July is like our prep month. So if you want to think, even if you're not sure what you want to do with your life purpose or what you think August is going to bring for you in terms of, and it can be relationships as well as business. It doesn't all have to be life purposey stuff. Relationships, people, interactions, spirituality, moving to the next level. I know a lot of people keep talking to me lately about decluttering and how that's what they're doing. And I'm like, yeah, do it. Simplify. Simplify, simplify, simplify is happening for so many people lately. And I know myself, I went simplify when we moved from Australia to Canada, because when you have to pay by the kilo, man, you really figure out what's super duper important to you. And we simplified, and it was like a weight had been lifted. And my brain, the clarity is amazing, because it's not just about clutter in your personal environment creates clutter in your mind. Like psychiatrists will tell you that, and that's true. But it's also, and actually it's cool, Jen, that you're on the call, because I was explaining this to you, that the clutter around us is also about the energy and the memories that go along with each item. So for me personally, when I walked away from a very strict conservative religion and I worked on releasing the indoctrination and figuring out who I really am in my heart, and writing my book, Good Little Church Girl Ascends, was part of the healing of that journey. But in terms of decluttering, Heck, I got rid of religious books. I got rid of all my notes that I wrote. I got rid of Bible marking equipment. I got rid of my kids' religious coloring books. And then I did this purge of my closet because I'd read, can't remember her name now. The one who says, whatever doesn't bring you joy, get rid of it. Marie Kondo? Is that right? Kondo? Anyway, with a K, not a C. I read her decluttering book and I went through my clothes and went, does this bring me joy? Yes or no? Not does it fit? Not does it feel right? But does it bring me joy? And yes, of course, fitting and feel right are important. And I had associated, without realizing it, of course, a gazillion church memories with all my dresses and skirts. And even ones that I liked, I had resentment attached to those items because I was forced to wear dresses and skirts of a certain length to certain occasions at certain times and was told when I could take it off and change into pants and be more comfortable and when I couldn't. And that was what a lady does, and that's what was expected of me in conservative wear. And I needed to let those clothes go. And it was amazing to let go of a couple huge garbage bags full of clothing for various reasons, including the church stuff. And the pretty frilly blouses and flowery crap. And when I let it go, I looked in my wardrobe and I realized how much lighter I felt and how much more that wardrobe reflected me and who I am. And while I don't mind wearing skirts or dresses that much, it's not me. I'm more comfortable in pants or shorts or whatever. So dig deep. It's time to let shit go. Simplify, simplify, simplify. And yes, they keep saying it 3 times, so I am. So yeah, huge one today. I think this might be the longest video I've recorded. But all important stuff for us on this next phase. I think they're getting me to kind of blurt it all out now because in the coming weeks, we're going to start building upon this foundation that we've set today. And they're getting us ready to build up to August, which is super cool, don't you think? That even though I thought I was putting off doing this 30 days of healing thing because I didn't feel ready, they knew I was going to put it off because I didn't feel ready. And it would take me a couple weeks to get used to the idea. I started at the end of June, which was some crazy energy to help us cusp into July. Now we're using July as a prep month, and they're sharing all this amazing infinite wisdom with us so that we're ready to jump into August. And now they're telling me we might go more than 30 days, but it might have a different theme. Yeah, you're just pushing me to record every day. Okay, so am I allowed to stop now? Cool, that's all they have to say. So feel free to add your comments below. Even if you watch this later, I've replied. I do my best to reply to absolutely every comment. And I know we're working in several different time zones here. So please do let me know how this resonated with you, what you think about the 13s, what numbers you see all the time, if you want to know what they mean, or if you want any more resources in any of the multitude of topics they shared with us today. So don't forget to also like this post, share it with your friends, share it in any groups you're in where you think they'll benefit from it. And if you've missed any, they're now all on my YouTube page as well, up until I think day 11